If you're doing agency work, freelance AI work, or really any kind of service business, I want to talk about something that took me way too long to realize. And it was the way I was doing, it was the way I was approaching these kinds of service businesses, and it was not scalable at all. And maybe if some of you guys are in the same position as I was, I think you're going to be able to relate to this. So, hi, I'm 19. I was making around 1,700 pounds a month doing AI automation for different businesses. And I mean, on paper, it sounds great. I'm earning money on the side while I'm still in studying in university. But I want to show you why this model, the way I was doing it, this business model is actually a trap, and how I'm trying to get out of it. And maybe you guys should too. So I was making a steady income of around 1,700 pounds a month, and I worked with real clients. So the biggest client I worked with was a UK e-com brand, and they are doing over $1 million in revenue. And as a student, I'm earning money, and I'm earning more than the average person in my country. That sounds pretty nice, but as I was earning more and more money, I was not getting happy at all. And that is exactly what this video is about. Telling you guys why, even as I got more money, I still decided to pivot into something else. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through why the agency model is more of a trap than people realize. And I will be sharing a leverage framework from a book that I found really useful. And I think a lot of you guys will relate to it as well. And I will basically show you why I pivoted from AI automation to building a SaaS from absolute zero. So just sharing my thoughts, and hopefully some of this will help some of you guys. AI automation as a service is not as scalable as you think, especially if you're just doing everything yourself right now, because without you in front of your computer, you can't actually build out the workflows for your clients. And the whole idea of us starting a business is to not sell our time, right? We're trying to avoid selling our time, and we're trying to basically make money while sleeping, but that's not possible at all with AI automation as a service, unless you hire other people. But I'm here to tell you guys about a path that might be a better one, and why, especially if you are young like me, you should take a shot at it. You should try it. So why am I making this video? To be completely honest, I need users for a SaaS that I'm building, and I'm just trying to build a personal brand online. And having a good personal brand, having an online presence just makes everything in the future easier. Like, more doors will open, more people will know my name, I'll have more opportunities. So I just figured I'll just take you guys along for the ride. I'll show you all the wins, the losses, and every lesson I learned along the way. And hopefully you guys will find something valuable inside my videos, and learn something for yourself. So before I get into why I made the switch, I actually want you to walk through 4 moments in my life that completely shaped how I think. These are kind of breakthroughs in my life, and each one has a lesson I really wish someone had shared with me sooner in my career, in my life. So I'm sharing it to you guys now, and you guys will be able to learn something from it. So moment 1, after I took my A levels, I was done with the biggest exam I took in my life, one of the hardest one as well. I started working in my relative's office. I was basically a paper boy. So, hey, I need someone to pick up the delivery from downstairs. Okay, I'll go get it. I need someone to carry this big box. All right, I'll go get it. So I had a lot of time. I didn't have anything to do. I was just sitting in my cubicle, And this was when everything started. I started searching up self-development stuff. I really got into personal development. I started learning how to talk to people, how to build good habits, basically all that generic self-improvement stuff. And ever since young, I really wanted to get into business. It was always in the back of my head. And right then and there, I decided like I was going to start a business no matter what. I didn't want to work for other people. I want to try to build something big myself. So I started learning how to code. And back then, I wanted to build businesses, websites. And that was like one of the most generic paths if you want to like learn software. You just learn how to code for like 3 to 4 years, and then only then you'll be able to build something that's actually useful for businesses. And I just went along with it. And honestly, I spent a whole year learning how to code, reading books, doing all that self development bullshit. And I honestly got nowhere. I wasted an entire year. And at this point, I was in uni already, so I had even more time to work on stuff myself. So yeah, I basically just wasted a whole year just like that. And the lesson here is back then, the standard thing was to learn how to code for 3 or 4 years and then you can build something useful. But if I actually stopped and I asked, why do I have to invest this much time to build something so simple? You learn how to code for at least 2 or 3 years and then you can build something useful. Why isn't there another path that I can take? So if I actually done more research and dug a little bit deeper, I would have discovered AI automation and I could have started my business a whole year earlier. So this lesson is for anyone who feels like you have a path, you see a path in front of you, and it's going to take way too long for you to learn the fundamentals just to be able to start. I urge you and I suggest that you can dig a little bit deeper and maybe you can find another alternative where it allows you to start a lot sooner. Because if someone else told me that back then, I would have saved a whole year of my life and my business. I would have been able to start my business basically a year sooner. So eventually, I discovered AI automation and I learned all I needed from YouTubers like Nick Arrive and Liam Otley back then. I just spent 2 weeks learning the basics. I just needed to know how it works fundamentally to the point where I can start delivering value for businesses. And I'm so glad that I only spent 1 or 2 weeks learning the basics. Like the lesson here for this particular breakthrough is this is for anyone starting with basically anything, like building anything, learning anything. You just have to get to the point where you are able to start providing value for others, and then you have to put yourself out there, start talking to people, start doing outreach. Do not try to achieve 100% mastery before you start, because doing the actual work with real clients will actually teach you 100 times more than watching YouTube videos ever will. Just keep that in mind. And my next breakthrough came a couple of months later. So after learning the basics, I went straight to Upwork. I got my first 2 or 3 clients quite easily. So at this point, I was learning how to do cold email, and I was kind of cocky back then. I told the clients that I can do it for sure, 100% I can do it, but I freaking failed. I fell flat on my face. Like, thank God I didn't take their money at first, because I said I'll only take your money if I produce results. But every single one of them failed when I dabbled with cold email. Like, I had 3 clients and every single one of them failed. I spent around $300 to $500 on software, And I know that's not a lot of money for some of you guys, but for me as a student, it was a lot of money, and yeah, it felt kind of bad, you know. But I didn't give up. I pivoted into another niche, and pretty soon I was getting more and more clients, landing bigger and bigger deals. And by 19, I was earning more than the average person in my country. That sounds pretty good. It sounds pretty good on paper, but as I was making more and more money, I wasn't actually getting happier. That's because deep down I knew that I was selling my time for money. That's the whole reason why I started a business, to not sell my time for money. And at this point, I knew that I had to get, I had to hire some people to delegate some tasks to them. So at this point, I tried to bring a friend in to help delegate some tasks to him, so maybe the business can run without me. But I definitely felt that there was a lot of things that I did wrong that was completely on me. At this point, I had two choices: to hire someone else. I had to look for someone else and hire them and train them, or I can pivot to something else. And while I was building the workflows for clients, this SaaS idea was actually always in the back of my mind. You see all of these big SaaS companies on the internet just putting their software out there, and a lot of people are buying from it. The workflows that I'm building for clients, I know my clients find that valuable, because if not, why would they pay money for it? I also know that there is demand for it because clearly I built this workflow for someone that needs it. So I always had the idea in the back of my mind that I could turn my workflows into a SaaS, put it online, and sell it to the masses. But the problem here is I don't know how to do that, or at least I didn't know how to do that. I didn't know how to code. I don't know how a SaaS works at all. So the idea just sat in the back of my mind. And I basically just spent 1 to 2 months just bumping around, just servicing my current clients, not really getting some more clients, not really doing anything, not really growing my business. So the lesson here is, even if you guys are making good money from AI automation, you guys have a lot of high paying customers, you need to take a step back and look at your business model. So ask yourself honestly, is this actually scalable and sustainable in the long term? If you already have people handling leads, servicing clients, managing requests, and you have a business which runs without you, that's great. Keep going. But I know a lot of people are just getting clients, servicing themselves, getting clients, servicing themselves. They're not really thinking into the future. And I would encourage you to head towards a direction of hiring and building a team. That has to be your goal if you want to be in the AI service, AI automation service industry. But if you're not doing any of that, like I said, you're just getting a new client, servicing them, and then repeating without systemizing anything, without thinking how this runs without you, then you're not really building a business, right? You're just having a part-time job. So you need to either think about how you can systematize everything, have SOPs for doing everything, to be able to easily hire and delegate tasks to people in the future, or you need to go towards a different direction, because this will not work in the long term. This is not a business. This is just a part-time job you created for yourself. And my last breakthrough moment, this is the most exciting one. It is when my client asked me to build a workflow using Claude Code. So at this point, I was completely blown away. Like, I spent a couple of days learning and like implementing Claude Code, and holy shit, it is freaking insane. If you guys have not tried it, you need to right now, because as soon as the whole world catches up, the window to use this to get ahead will be gone. And the moment I realized that I can actually build a SaaS now. So the SaaS dream is not a dream anymore. And at this point, it was in my holidays, and I actually had time to read a lot of books. So I picked up the Almanac of Naval Ravikant, and it talks about inside there's a topic which talks about the 4 types of leverage: labor, capital, code, and content. And it talks about labor being the worst kind of leverage because people get tired, people get sick, people have days off. And capital, basically money. I don't have a lot of money. And code and content, these are the best things. Once you build something, you put it online. Once you record a video, you put it online, it will sit there and it will generate money for you. You don't have to do anything. So now I had 2 choices: to hire people and keep building the agency, or pivot into SaaS. And I want to walk you through exactly why I chose SaaS, because I think the reasoning might be useful for some of you guys too. So why did I choose SaaS over the agency model? Why did I pivot into SaaS? I had 2 options, right? To grow my agency, I would need to learn how to train, manage, hire, and retain good people, talented people. And the other option, to build a SaaS, I would need to know how to achieve product market fit. Product market fit is a thing that happens when you are marketing the right product to the right people at the right time. And to be honest, why I picked SaaS was because SaaS is the harder choice for me. To build a successful SaaS, you have to constantly reach out to people, get on calls with strangers, learn how to make content, keep putting yourself out there just to achieve product market fit. And all of this is absolutely terrifying for me. Actually, recording this video right now is pretty terrifying as well. I've been putting this off for I don't even know how long, but I know I just have to do it because ultimately I chose the harder path. Doing all of this, making content, reaching out to people, hopping on calls is a lot harder than just finding talents, at least for me. And if you are young, I would encourage you to always choose the harder path because it will teach you more. In the sense of SaaS, you will learn sales, marketing, content, building in public, talking to users. These are all the skills that I've always wanted but kept avoiding. And choosing to build a SaaS forces me to do all of them. And the agency does not really pressure me into doing all of this as much. So the lesson here is, if you're young and you're still figuring things out, and you have a couple of paths you can choose in front of you, you should always pick the path that will teach you the most things. So yeah, I'm going to be posting on this channel regularly. At least I hope. This is not going to be another AI automation tutorial channel. I'm not going to be giving you generic AI advice. I'm also not going to show you workflows and tell you how to sell them to clients. This is going to be a fully transparent, unfiltered, and built in public journey. I'll be sharing the wins, the losses, the wrong assumptions, the moments I have no idea what I'm doing. And I'm starting from absolute zero here. So I have no audience, I have no reputation, I have nothing backing me up. And I feel like a lot of you guys can relate to this. So I feel like the things I would learn will be able to help you guys that are in the same position a lot. So every time I post, I'll be sharing what I've learned. So every time you come back to this channel, I hope I am providing some new value for you guys. And to close things out, I don't know if this is going to work. I generally don't. I don't know for certain if I made the right choice leaving the agency behind. I just have to be completely honest here. Maybe I should have stayed and tried to grow my agency model. Maybe this whole thing will fall apart in 6 months or so. I'm not going to stand here and tell you that moving to SaaS is the right move. I'm not an expert here. It's my first time doing this and I don't know anything yet. If it works, I'll show you exactly why it did. And if it doesn't work, I'm going to show you why it doesn't work so you don't repeat the same mistakes. And I guess that's the whole point. So you guys can stick around and find out what it actually looks like starting from the very bottom. Thank you so much for watching this video.